So if you've not joined the group, please ensure you're part of a group. Welcome. So I'm trying to load the slide we're going to use for today's training. So it's just, I think it's a network related issue. Okay, so I think the slide is here. So we'll start with the slide we have here, introduction. Okay, so let me just copy. I want to copy this and send it to the group. So there's a group that which we are learning about, or we're going to be discussing about this introduction to remote work. Introduction to remote work. So anybody that has been following up with what we've been talking about would know I've been talking about remote work, and I talk about remote work because remote work is the easiest way to, especially if you get remote work jobs that pay in dollars, it's the easiest way to become financially free. I had a chat with a member, and he was talking about he wants to become financially free. And I really felt or understood what he meant by that, because financial freedom is something people pray for. Sorry, and I want everybody to be financially free. I want I want financial freedom. Financial freedom is something that everybody should have. Not every time you go to the office remote work, because remote work is financial freedom is something everybody should have. I don't know if this is going fine. Network has really been bad. I don't know, especially Nigerian network. The Nigerian network is really horrible. But please, if you are here, you can drop a like. Drop a like on the video. Drop a like on the video. If you're here, kindly drop a like on the video. Kindly drop a like on the video. Okay, I think people are already joining the live. So people are joining the live. So it's, I don't know. One thing would have most time. Please, if you are present, drop a like. Drop a like on this live. Kindly drop a like on this live if you are present here on the live. Kindly drop a like. Please, I would appreciate if you drop a like on the live. Drop a like on the live to let me know that I'm talking with people. So please kindly drop a like on the live if you've just joined us. Kindly drop a like on the live, please. I would appreciate it. So thank you for being a part of this live, and please have a strong network. If you're going to join lives like this, have a strong network. Have a strong network. A good network would help you enjoy the life. So we've been talking about remote work. Now there are several types of remote work, but I will just summarize it in this video. This video is not going to be more than 20 to 30 minutes long. So I want to start with a remote work, an introduction to remote work. Most people know remote work as and work from home, or the when you're working from home, people call it that you're working remotely, or you're working from maybe somewhere that is comfortable for you. If you have a laptop, you have your phone, you have internet, you can work from anywhere. Now we're in what I call the digital age, the age whereby you don't need to maybe go to the office or carry bag and be jumping bus to really make a good living for yourself. If you can see this chart here, this is one of our members' testimony, and the person said joining Park Remote Work team is a great blessing for me and my family. Life as a teacher earning 80K monthly with 3 children was so difficult. Then the person sent me a screenshot, and my efforts and dedication has got me a first remote work earnings which is over 2 million. Now, when I talk about remote work, I've always said it to anybody that I added to our group for training is that if you are getting a remote work, you have as a remote worker the ability or the opportunity, let me call the word opportunity, to work with anybody in anywhere in the world. As long as you have what? You have a phone or you have a laptop and you have what? Internet. Once you have a phone, a laptop, or the internet, you can work with anybody in the world. You can be here in your house, maybe in Lagos, or your house in Abuja, or your house in Imo State, or your house in in Osun State, and you can be interacting or communicating with a client in the US or a client in Canada. And it is possible because of the internet. The internet allows you to communicate with, to travel anywhere in the world without visa. Let me use the internet as it's a passport, your internet. That internet you're using to always go online to maybe watch one funny video or to watch one funny thing. You can use that internet to connect with clients, employers that would pay you. Data is very expensive now. If you want to buy small, like Glo, if you're buying Glo, small 2 gig, small 3 gig data is 600 naira. That's it. And if you are buying thousands of naira for your data and you're not using it to make money, when you come online, you are wasting your money. That's just the truth. You are wasting your money. Once you've joined a Pack Remote Jobs team, we're going to first set up a profile for you. That profile would help employers know that you are what you can handle remote jobs or you're a remote worker. You need to have what we call a profile. A profile, some people have profiles, some people have CVs. It's best you have the two of them. And you're going to use them to what? Start looking for what? Remote jobs. I don't want you to come online and you are just using your phone to maybe watch funny skits. I see a lot of people doing that. If your children, or I don't know how the age of people that are here, but some of us here have teenage children. Some of us have children that are maybe like teenagers. Your children might be going online to maybe go on TikTok and maybe watch funny videos. You should not do that same thing. Use the internet to provide money to take care of bills for your family. And you can do that by working for people with your phone or laptop. And when you want to work for people, there are there are three types of remote work or remote jobs. Like I said, a remote job is a job that allows you work for anybody in anywhere in the world without having to go and meet that person in flesh. Like I can be here and I'm working for someone in the US, and that person, I don't need to go and meet that person face to face. Me and the person can be interacting maybe via call, via video call, or via email, or via a message. And me and the person can be interacting, and the person can be giving me a job to do, and I'll be doing the job, and I'll be sending the person the job for the person to check my job and to accept what I did. And for that thing we are doing, there has to be what? A compensation for my work or my service. Over here in Nigeria, anytime you work for somebody, the person pays you what? Salary. The salary comes after 28 days or 27 days or 26 days or maybe 30 something days of work, depending on the agreement you and your employer have. Now, when you are working as a full-time remote worker, that means you are working like the same way we are working in Nigeria. Like for those living in Nigeria, the same way we are working with Nigeria, but this time around, you are not going to a physical office to go and work. You could set up a small space in your room, get a chair, get a laptop, or get a phone, and you are working for your client or that employer that you signed an agreement to work for. Remote work, like I say, does not need you to leave and go to a physical office or see the person you are working with face to face. No. Just once the person can is convinced that you know what you are doing, the person proceeds to what? Start giving you job to do. And you now have to do that job and meet up to what? To the time. When I'm currently training so is a certain batch, and on that certain batch we are currently on social media management skills. And I gave an assignment. Like that assignment I gave is like a what will I put it? It's a similar kind of work that your employer will give to you. And I just gave that kind of practical work. I called it an assignment for them to do. I gave a time frame. Out of almost 20 something people doing the assignment, only 2 people submitted it on time. Now, if you are with your employer and the employer gives you a deadline, you are meant to meet up to that deadline, not submit it at any. Don't worry, I'm just talking about that thought because I remembered my experience with some students or some members I'm coaching. But I'll talk about that. That will be later. I will discuss with them on the group later. But I'm just trying to talk about full-time work. Now, full-time work, most times in a full-time remote work, you and the employer would have discussed on work hours. Now, when you mean work hours, a typical work hour in most Nigerian companies is you resume work by 9 and you close by 5 in most cases. Some companies make it 8 to 5, but most companies make it 9 to 5. So it's almost the same thing with a full-time remote job. You and your employer would agree you resume by what? 9. So by 9, you and your employer might have a meeting. You might have your first meeting in the day. 9, you people have a video call. You discuss on the activities maybe for the day or for the week. And you might give a feedback on what you did the last time. Then after the video call, you start your work. But in remote work, nobody is monitoring you per se. But you need to train yourself and discipline yourself that if your work starts 9 to 5, from that 9 to 5, you are not meant to be doing any other thing other than focus on your work. So that you can be what? Productive. Remote job it's easy and it also requires discipline because nobody's forcing you, nobody's pressuring you. Feel like pressuring you at that point in time. You have to be the one to pressure yourself, be the one to be serious with the job because the job is paying you well. So full-time remote work is the same thing like a full-time job you are doing in a Nigerian company. The only difference is that you are not going to the office. You are what? Working from the comfort of your own space. Your own space could be your room. It could be your sitting room. It could be your bedroom. But you set up that place in such a way that you can work and work well. So full-time remote jobs are not so common. They are not really that common, but they exist. But they are not as common as the next one I'm going to talk about, which is part-time remote jobs. Part-time remote jobs they are kind of common because with part-time is the one that you can do. You can, like in a part-time remote job, let's say you are currently working for a company in Nigeria. Now with a part-time remote job, you could have a kind of agreement with your employer, with your client, that maybe from so time to so time you will be able to be available for that job. Let's say you're working in Nigeria and your work in Nigeria starts from 9 to 5. And let's say you're working with the clients in the US. US time and Nigerian time is not the same thing. In the US time, now, maybe US time, their morning might be like the morning, someone's 9 a.m. in the US can be like your 2 a.m. in Nigeria. So if you are doing something like a part-time, it means that you would dedicate more time. It's not going to be easy, but if you feel like you want to keep your Nigerian job and also keep it and also do a remote job, that means you have to know how you plan yourself. There's some people that if they are doing Nigerian jobs and remote jobs, what they do is that, let's say their Nigerian jobs ends by 5, they get home around maybe 7, 8. They try to sleep as early as maybe 8 or 9. By 9 they've slept off. So once they sleep off by 9, they have 10, 11, 12, 1, maybe 2. Around maybe 1 or 2, they wake up. They do their job. Maybe the job they are doing as a remote job for a US client, maybe from 2 o'clock to maybe 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. They do that job from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Then they prepare for their Nigerian job that starts by 9. They do it maybe Monday to Saturday. There are people that do this kind of part-time remote job. Because if you're, let's say you got a visa and you relocated abroad, it's almost the same thing. Because abroad is not like Nigeria, whereby by 9 o'clock everybody's on the plan go sleep, or people are trying to go and sleep. No. Abroad, you have jobs that run for 24 hours. There are jobs that's why they have shifts. Your shift could be a 6-hour shift. If you're working abroad, it could be a 6-hour shift. You do a 6-hour shift in this job, move to the next job, maybe a 6-hour shift in the next job. Before you know it, within 24 hours, you are doing 3 jobs, total of maybe 18 hours of work. The sleep you are going to sleep is maybe only 4 hours you're going to sleep in the whole day. Because if you go abroad or in developed countries, there is always one job or to do for somebody. I know over there they pay you per hour. That's if you are relocated over there, they pay per hour. But remotely, they don't pay per hour remotely. Remotely, they pay monthly. But over there, they pay per hour, not monthly that we do here. Most times over there, most jobs are hourly. So they pay you your wage for the hour and you are done. So that's what they do most times if you're working abroad. That's when you fully relocate to. But when you're working remotely, no, they pay you at the end of the month. Or maybe if it's at the end of 25 days or 30 days, depending on the agreement you've had with your employer or the client. So that's for part-time. Then the most common type you have is called freelance remote jobs. Freelance remote jobs is the most common ones. Now, freelance is part-time could be freelance, full-time could be freelance. So freelance is a mixture, you could be a freelance, a remote worker as a part-time or a full-time remote worker. Now, what do I mean by freelance is when you're working freelance, you don't really, how will I put it? You don't have the agreement between you and your employer is flexible in such a way that it might not be like you might have to always have a work time. Maybe your work time is maybe 5-6 hours in a day. Maybe you and your employer has to always maybe have a meeting between so time to so time, or your employer has to supervise you maybe from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. or maybe from 7 p.m. depending on the time you and your employer agrees. You don't have with a freelance work, it's not that time conscious or time regulated. What they do most times with freelance work is what we call projects. Now the project could be develop or do this also project within the space of 30 days or 2 weeks, or deliver so amount of project or so amount of work within maybe 1 week. So it's not like, or within 2 weeks. It's not like you need to be present every day having meetings. No, you and your employer already have a project you are working on, and it's not for freelance. Freelance might not be that your payment might be every month. You could have a freelance project that could run for like, your payment might be after 2 months of the work or after 3 months of the work. There are some projects that go like that. There's a people that they might do a freelance project for like 2 months and they may get paid $4,000 for the 2 months work. They won't pay them. I don't know if you're trying to understand. It's not like fixed, like, oh, this is a monthly end of the year pay. It could be, you and your employer would have agreed, it could have been project based. And freelance projects sometimes could be short term projects. It could be the client needs someone that will help them, assist them in a 3 months project, or a 2 months project, or a 6 months project. And maybe the client agrees to pay you every 2 months, or every 3 months, or maybe after 1 month. The how will I put it? The pay package is always flexible with the client. So you want the client, if clients will offer you the proposal of the pay package, it's not left for you to accept the offer or to reject it. So freelance remote jobs are very common because they are cheaper for the clients to recruit people. Because with freelance, if clients might say, okay, this is what I have, and most times with freelance, they tell you this is what I have for a social amount of project. Do you accept or do you reject? You can decide to accept or reject it. But freelance are the very, very common ones, very, very common types of jobs. Freelance. So I hope this English I'm speaking is not too big, but we can always go and research on them. Then, to land a remote job, these are the skills you should possess. To land a remote job or a good paying remote job, there are some skills, there are some essential skills you should have. Number one on the list, you should have a skill in graphics designing, video editing, AI, research, SEO, copywriting, website design, social media management, digital marketing, email management, customer services, and support. Now, one thing you should know about all these skills is that all these things that you should have are skills that you use a phone or a laptop to do. Now, this is not factory work. They're not skills that need you to maybe learn how to wire or learn how to do plumbing job. These are skills that require you learning how to use your phone or laptop to do. If you want to do graphics, you need a phone or a laptop to do it. You can see you don't need, if you have a phone or laptop, you don't need to, once you have a phone or laptop, you can do graphics for your client. If your client is the graphics type of work he needs you to do. If it's a video editing work, what do you need to do to create videos? Phone or laptop. AI, phone or laptop is what you need to work with AIs. Research is your phone or laptop you use to do research. SEO, phone or laptop. Copywriting, a phone or a laptop. Website designing, a phone or a laptop. Social media management, to be a social media is online. So social media is on your phone, on your laptop, and with the internet, you can go on social media. Website design, digital marketing, email, all these things are phone or laptop. They call them digital skills. And they are not hard to get, to learn. Most times, I think with many of my students, as I teach them one thing, many of them, at least 60%, 70% have mastered it. As long as they are practicing it consistently, they will learn it. What they now need to do is just get better at it. All these things that, like, all these skills are skills that it's just like learning how to play a game on your phone. When you play a game for the first time, it might be very hard. It might be a bit difficult. But when you start playing the game constantly, you will notice that, oh, the game is getting easier. The same thing when someone got a new phone for you or you bought a new phone for yourself. The first time, learning how to press the phone, go from one app to the other, open this app, it's maybe a bit strange. But when you consistently do it, you start learning it. And once you've mastered these skills, what does it mean? It means that any job that they give to you is easy for you to do these jobs or to handle these jobs easily, because anything they are going to give to you, you would need it. It's something that involves any of these skills. So someone might go for a job or apply for a job and may only have AI and may only have maybe graphics design or video editing. The employer or client might need you to have maybe 7 out of these skills. If you don't have up to 7 or 8 of these skills, the employer will not give you that job. That's why during the course of our training, I always tell you that I'm going to teach you everything here so that I wouldn't want you to lose out on any job opportunity or any remote job application that you're going to apply for. So during the course of the training, I will touch everything for all our members. So every member that has joined us and has verified their profile, I'll touch every part of this training for you. I'll touch every part of this training for you. So now I always talk about this dollar to naira rate because many of us we are in Nigeria. Many people here are Nigerians, so we only know naira. Now dollar, the dollar is one of the top 3 currencies in the world. The dollar is there. The naira self is not among. If you talk about top 30, top 50, top 40 currencies in the world, I don't think the naira is among. It shows how weak or how, I don't want to call our currency useless because it's something we used to spend. So I won't call it useless. But our currency no get head. Let me just put it. The naira doesn't have head. Or no get head. I know why I say that. If you're earning in dollars, if you have dollars or you're getting paid in dollars, or you can hold dollar, you can use your dollar and travel to anywhere in the world. If you have dollars with you, you can use your dollar to travel to anywhere in the world and they will collect that dollar from you. But you cannot use your naira to travel to anywhere in the world and they will collect the naira from you. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. If you have a dollar, you can use your dollar and go to any country in this world. But if you have naira, if you go use your naira and go to maybe even Ghana safe, I don't want to go far, go Ghana. Say you want to spend that naira, they no go collect them from you. They will say like, which kind of currency is this one? But if you carry dollar and use to go to Ghana, I want to go and spend the dollar, they will sharply collect that money and change it for you. It shows you how powerful the dollar is. So if you have any job or any business or anything that can be paying you in dollar, please ensure you grab that thing and grab it with aggression. Because if you want to end poverty, end sakpa, please earn in dollars or get paid in dollars. If you calculate anybody, if a company is paying you $200 is over 300K. If a company is paying you $500 is over 750K. If you are earning 750K in a month, I'm telling you, you may not be rich, but you would be very comfortable. You will not lack basic things. In short, you'll be making expenses and your expenses will not be shaking you. Imagine if you're not earning up to $1,000. That's 1 point something million. My brother, my sister, God has provided for you very well. If you're not earning $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, then I'm telling you, start planning on how to start building your house. So earning in dollars is the gateway out of poverty. Because this dollar tomorrow now, $1 can be 2,000 naira. I have a member that the person whenever they pay the person in dollars, the person doesn't always want to change instantly. The person will keep the dollar and be waiting for the dollar to go up. Let's say the dollar is $1 is 1.5. The person will say no. Let me wait for $1 to be like 1.8. Because if the person now changes from dollar to naira, the person will make more money because of the conversion rate. So that is that for dollar to naira exchange rate. So benefits of remote work. Now, I already discussed about that in the dollar to naira exchange rate. If you are doing a remote job that's paying you in dollars, if you can be earning millions monthly, especially if your client you're working with pays you very well, is paying you thousands of dollars, or the project you are working with, or the project you are working on is paying very well, you can be earning millions of naira monthly. How many CEOs or how many managers earn up to 1 million in Nigeria? Many bank managers are not even earning up to 2 million naira in Nigeria. Many bank managers are not even earning up to 1 million naira in Nigeria. Many bank managers are not earning up to 1 million naira in Nigeria. That that's paying you something like let's say three $1,000, and you're earning 150 in Nigeria. $1,000 times 1.5 is 1.5 million. That means that remote job times multiplied your salary times 10, because it's paying you what in dollars. So if you master remote jobs, it could change your life forever. If you master it and and God willing, you jam a client that is willing to pay you well for working for him or her, you will be getting paid in millions. And you are just working in your house. We are not jumping boss. No employer is insulting you. No worker is planning how they are going to sack you. All the Nigerian job drama, you are avoiding it. Nobody is deducting your salary. So whenever we tell you get a remote job skill or learn or get trained so you can get all the skills that these clients are looking for, you are doing it for your own good and for your own future. Now, UK clients can work with you. Like I said, when you're doing remote jobs, you can work with anybody. But most times you are working with people that can speak English. That's why we are streamlined into more of UK clients, US clients, and Canada clients most times. Because you have to work with someone that can speak the same language you are speaking, that's English. You can speak, the person can hear you, the person can speak to you. You guys can type and you can be understanding English. So that's why most times you work with English speaking countries as clients. So you could work with a UK client, could work with you could work for or work with a work for a US client. They also pay very well. You can work for a client in Canada. These people also pay very well. So having this type of people to work for or getting connections to work for this kind of people is very possible if you have the skill and the experience that they are looking out for. If you have that, my brother, my sister, your life has changed forever. Sorry. So we'll try rounding up this session very soon. Now, to get paid over in Nigeria, like I say, your phone, that phone you have, ensure you master how to use all those skills on that phone. If you don't have a good phone, try as much as possible to get a good phone. If you can't get a laptop, try as much as possible to get a good phone. And use that phone to generate thousands of dollars for yourself. Use that phone to liberate yourself from any shackles of sakpa, poverty, or brokenness. Use that phone well. And that is what we want to help you achieve here on Pack Remote Jobs. That is what we want to help you achieve on Pack Remote Jobs. If we are always currently registering members, we do that regularly. We train them, we give them internship and experiences, and we connect them to this kind of clients once they are ready. This is someone's profile. Now, this profile, if you have this profile and you are working and you've mastered these skills, with a profile like this and we connect it to a client, the client would be very confident that this person knows what he or she is doing, or this person has been properly trained. So whenever we tell people to register, we want them to register and we want to create this kind of profile with their picture. So that because when you have a profile with a picture, it helps build that client's confidence. Okay, this person is a real person. And especially if the client comes from us, or maybe the client that has worked with us before, or a client that I've worked with before, a client that has worked with any of our team members, and they want to work with you, having this profile will make it easy for you, or that person to trust you and give you jobs. So I believe that we've come to the end of today's lecture, and there's something I said talked about. I talked about earnings. Now, when we talk about earnings, right? Most when you talk about earnings, if you are paid in naira, right? If you are paid in naira, that's if you living in Nigeria, most times they pay you salary. Most people that are getting paid in naira are paid most times salary. But if you are working most times for remote jobs, especially if you are doing more of freelance remote jobs, what you get is called earnings. Earnings. They use the word earnings most times whenever they're calculating how you're going to get paid for a remote job, especially freelance jobs. They use the word earnings. So that's just that, and I think at this point I have come to the end of today's lecture or training. Please, for those who have not who have not generated this profile, please, you need this profile if you really want to get these jobs. If you want to get this job after completing your training, you need to have this profile set up. And this profile, to set up this profile, I don't do it for free. I collect a fee. We collect a fee to set up this profile. So to set up this profile for everybody or anybody that is interested in getting remote jobs, please let me know so I'll tell you the fee to set it up, and I would guide you through the process. And like I say, to set it up, we ensure that it's something that you can conveniently pay and is not costly. So thank you so much for everybody that attended this lecture. We'll definitely post the video tomorrow. That's in case it's not been available for you to watch it again. Tomorrow it's going to be available, so you can watch it and probably learn from it. Then those who have created their profile and are undergoing training, please, your training continues by tomorrow. I thank you so much, and good night, everybody.